Harun Aydin, the man at the center of William Ruto's aborted trip to Uganda, was arrested earlier today. What was the objective of that arrest? Because I've always maintained on this platform that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve specific political objectives. William Ruto was stopped from making a visit to Uganda. And a lot of things have actually happened after that botched trip to Uganda. The ODM party issued a statement. The Jubilee Parliamentary Group meeting issued a statement over that aborted trip. And the ODM party's statement forced the Uganda's national resistance movement to issue a statement that William Ruto's trip to Uganda was actually a private one. And in Uganda, the government also issued a statement that the trip by the Deputy President was actually private. But Harun Aydin, together with Oscar Sudi, Ndindi Nyoro, and the rest of the team, proceeded to Uganda. Oscar Sudi, Ndindi Nyoro came back, but Harun Aydin did not make it back to this country. So he came back today. So in this video today, I want us to look at the political implication and why William Samoei Ruto should actually be worried about the arrest of this guy. And he should be worried more about the government plan to actually embarrass him. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Please continue supporting your boy by just sharing this video if you can. Drop your comment for those who can't drop their comments. And most importantly, which is the basic one, please just give this particular video thumbs up. And I want to make something very clear that my analysis here are not biased. They are actually the true reflection of what is likely to happen. I might be wrong sometimes, I might be right, but just take them the way they are. Now let us get back to business. Let me begin for us to understand this arrest by going through a post by Oscar Sudi. Let me just get my phone so that I can read from there. Let me just get my phone, okay. Oscar Sudi made a statement. Oscar Sudi is saying, Turkish investor Harun Aydin arrested at the airport. I boarded the same police vehicle, but upon reaching Kilimani police station, he was locked in the cells, leaving me outside. Of course, he was the only person of interest Oscar Sudi had to leave out, okay? He's saying, I had made it clear that if indeed Aydin is I don't want to mention that one, you can read it, it will interfere with my channel, then I should be the first one to be arrested. They allege they want to interrogate him, but they are trying to provoke the Deputy President because he remained silent when they blocked him from traveling. I'm just here outside Kilimani. I want to be arrested too. So Oscar Sudi is willing to be arrested too because this gentleman has been arrested. Now let us go to the other side and look for Pauline Njoroge. Pauline Njoroge is also stating a statement here. Initially, she had posted that Interpol to mean that the arrests were actually executed by Interpol. Pauline Njoroge is one of those deep state people. She's saying this question goes to those who do international travel. Is it possible for one to exit a foreign country twice with no single entry? In that, your passport has 2 exit stamps, but no entry. Asking for Harun Aydin, a good friend of Team Tanga Tanga. Now, what Pauline Njoroge is suggesting here is that this guy entered into the country, left. So when he was leaving, it was stamped, the passport. He came back, no stamp. Again, when he was leaving, stamped. Came back, again, when he was leaving. So there are a lot of issues. But I don't want to go into that. I'm really going to focus more of the attention on the political aspect of this development and why William Samoei Ruto should actually be very worried. Now, when this guy was arrested, the immigration officials were trying to look for three things. The first thing they're looking for is the immigration status of this guy. And basically, based on what Pauline Njoroge is stating, there's a chance that this guy left the country, passport stamped, he came back. No stamping for the entry, left again, stamped, he came back, no stamping. So which means already there are some illegal activities there. So that's the first thing they were looking for. The second thing is his work permit. And because you know Kenya is a corrupt country, that's generally acceptable. That work permit, probably someone placed a phone call. If not, someone used money or the officials there to issue this guy with the work permit, because this work permit was issued in June, on June 30th. And this guy has been coming into the country. So they want to check that work permit, whether it is right or wrong. The third thing is the kind of business this guy is involved in. If he's a modern fruit farmer, then they're trying to interrogate. Where is he farming? Back in Turkey, is he a farmer? Because according to his company, this guy deals in energy. And then comes in the ATPU, the Anti-Terror Police Unit. Now, they are also looking for him and in trying to interrogate and acquire or inquire some information from him. Now, that is as far as government procedures are concerned. Now, for those, the government will do. Let me now do my part, the political aspect of this particular arrest. Why do you think this guy has been arrested? Of course, we understand that the way he left the country and the way he came into the country were questionable. In fact, there was some information from Radisson Blu that he actually exited the hotel because that's where they were claiming he was staying. But let's not get into that. Why do you think this guy has been arrested and being interrogated? Number one, in my view, is to link William Samoei Ruto to criminal gangs. I want to believe, and for those who support the DP, out of just respect, just listen to me. This is what these guys are trying to do, and they're going to do it. They want to try and link the DP to a criminal gang. So they are going to find this guy and some mistakes here and there, and he's going to be branded a criminal. But that's not the main reason. The main reason why this guy has been arrested is the fact that he's perceived to be a subject, a person of interest in money laundering schemes in this country. For a long time, and this is known to everybody, the government has always believed that the deputy president and his people are actually involved in money laundering. And this money laundering is why the deputy president is going to Uganda most of the time, going to Zanzibar, and also going to Congo. In Uganda, President Yoweri Museveni is being perceived to be a facilitator in these schemes. So the truth of the matter is that the 15 billion which the deputy president talked about, the government is going to try and figure out whether this guy is linked to it. Because if a loan of 15 billion was actually given by Equity to the said investor, who is actually not this guy, that investor is a Ugandan, by the way, is not this guy, then questions are going to be asked. If some 15 billion are also going to move from point A, from point B, through this particular guy, especially through his company. So that's the first thing. They want to link him and try to investigate if this guy is actually involved in any way in money laundering. That's the first thing. The second thing they'll try to do is to try and figure out the business this guy is involved in. William Ruto stated that this guy is a Turkish investor. Through his arrest, they're going to get the kind of business he's involved in Kenya. If it's fruit farming, because Oscar Sudi stated that they can take people to various farms where they have been doing this farming. I think he was responding to a lie. So the government will try to ask questions. Your company is dealing with energy. Now, is there a chance that there is any energy project you've undertaken in this country? And if you have not undertaken any energy projects in this country, what is your interest in this country? And do you follow the process? And through this, the government is going also to figure out and narrow down to his associates. Other than the Deputy President William Ruto, they're likely to get more people who are the associates of this guy. And this is why I tend to think Oscar Sudi had to rush to the airport when this guy was arrested so that he could figure out, maybe provide a lawyer and something like that. So once that's exposed, if it's not a fruit farmer and it's not dealing in energy, then definitely it's a wash, which is criminal. And the government is going to get that. Number 3 is also a message to the Ugandan government and Yoweri Museveni, especially when it comes to diplomatic protocol. Museveni and his government are trying to distance themselves from the fact that William Ruto was going there on a private visit. But remember, Ruto is not an ordinary Kenyan. This is the vice president or the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. Like, I don't think the vice president or the deputy president of Uganda can come to Kenya and hold a meeting, a private meeting with President Uhuru Kenyatta without Museveni having an issue. That one cannot happen. But it happened in Kenya. So, the government is going to get a lot of issues, information about this guy. And once they establish that this guy is actually a criminal or involved in criminal activities, because there's no way government can do anything. If they're going to do that, then they're going to expose Museveni. They're going to ask Museveni, how do you allow such a person to just come into your country and live without even figuring out whatever they are doing? So that's also going to expose Ruto when it comes to international influence. So if he's been going to Zanzibar, definitely that's not going to happen again. If he's been going to Congo over the same, it's likely not to happen again. So that's number 3. Number 4, I also tend to think that these guys are just keen on provoking William Ruto. When this thing first happened, the deputy president was blocked from going to Uganda. Nothing happened. He just, after waiting after 5 hours, the deputy president went to Karen. So the story, as Kenyans have talked about it 2 or 3 days the way they normally do, it was dying up. Now, this guy has come back, he's been arrested. So the deep state is actually waiting for the deputy president to react. Either to place a phone call for the guy to be released, or to call for a press conference for the guy to be released. Or they just want to see how the deputy president can actually react when one of his allies or business associates are arrested. And lastly, I think it's also about propaganda warfare. There is no way you can become a president of the Republic of Kenya when you associate with criminals. In fact, anybody who's been keenly following online, there is this Magazeti something, a paper which has been sharing a lot of things that, oh, Mara DP is involved in this, oh, Mara the British government warned President Uhuru Kenyatta over Ruto, Ruto activities. Those are propaganda warfare. So Ruto is saying this guy is a businessman. The government is saying this guy is not a businessman. So the government is out to prove that this guy is not doing honest business. So assuming they'll find that this guy is not engaged in honest business, what is going to happen? How will the deputy president look Kenyans in the eye to face them? Because the truth is, when the DP met with his brigades in Karen over the, was it last week? Was it yesterday but one of the issues Kenyans expected them to address was the issue of this Harun Aydin. They've never responded. In fact, the entire Tanga brigades, who are known to be noisemakers, none of them has been trying to give an explanation on who really this particular individual is. They've been trying so hard to evade all questions directed towards that directions. So basically it means, as a team, they've decided that they're not going to talk about this. So the government is going to win the propaganda war over Ruto over this particular matter. I don't know what you think. Let me hear your thoughts. And in my next video, which I wanted to do before this, I want to do a video on why I strongly believe Moses Kuria is the best person or the only person who can save President Uhuru Kenyatta from embarrassment in central Kenya or in the larger Mount Kenya region. And therefore, President Uhuru Kenyatta must look for Moses Kuria. I've always maintained also that probably Moses Kuria is a Trojan horse, and even in Tanga he has not been embraced because those people also view him as a Trojan horse. So I want us to do that video. If I'll not be able to do it today, then tomorrow morning when you wake up, you will find it. I want to thank a guy, Gordon Kanayo, my friend, the professor of mathematics. He told me, well, where's Fridays you don't call me. So I called him and he told me, okay, every Friday I want to buy you some Kenai, I want to thank you so much. And I want to thank everybody, especially those who always communicate with me. My number is open 0777741323. That's WhatsApp. For those who would want to buy me coffee, of course it's open. I'm going to drop that number. Thank you guys. I love you. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.